All right, people. This is Pushing While Black here, and this really isn't a V blog about anything. This is more of a rant, just a personal narrative about like my situation with Dart. Um, Real quick, because this goes weird in 40 minutes and it stops, so I'm gonna try to make it as quick as possible. Dart has had an issue with paratransit drivers and paratransit as a whole with this new company that came in, MV Transportation. And I was actually there during the unveiling of MV Transportation and their transition into taking care of Dart's paratransit department. And they unveiled some cabs, they unveiled some other like little semi SUV bus things, which they discontinued. They're now in another state. Anyway, I don't use paratransit. I never liked it. I had it in the 80s when I was little. My mom used it once. My mom used it once because Dart really didn't have their bus situation, under control as far as accessible goes. But it was 89, so none of the cities really were good at that yet. But I never really liked it because they were always late. I never really liked the shared program thing, specifically here, because I don't know about other cities, but specifically here, paratransit is like really, really expensive. Like, because they charge $3 a day. They charge $3 a trip versus $3 a day. Meaning, if you go from your house to work every day, and then from work to your house, that's $3 a trip. So basically, you pay $6 a day to you pay $6 a day to go to work every day. Whereas, because there was a time where I was catching like I was paying normal prices for fixed route buses just because I didn't have my reduced ID for disabled people, and it's $5 it's $5 for a day pass, and you can do multiple uh, trips in a day. So yeah, I think Dart's getting over on the disabled population in that regard, but I digress. Um, so Dart's been having issues with paratransit department specifically since they've unrolled the MV transportation thing. Dallas Morning News did an article about that about a month ago, and I'll put the article in the description. And basically, it was about how the cab drivers suck, and how there's long wait times, and how some of the cab drivers like they ask for tips. A couple of cab drivers they went to their house and they cleaned their house or they chilled for an hour while the I guess they were trying to run the meter, but there's no meter with paratransit pickup. You pay the you get paid the $3 or whatever. It was a tripped out article, man. Um, anyway, I've had my own issues with Dart Fish route buses, basically with the locking wheelchairs in to place. Each fixed route bus has two wheelchair hookups on their bus. A lot of drivers they cheat. They don't want to hook up the chair properly. They want to do just the lap belt and the shoulder belt. That's not how you do it. They want to hook up the chair uh, through the wheel instead of using the frame, or they want to use the axle where you put the wheelchair in the hole and whatnot. Um, I remember like in '07 or '08, I had to like sit in a meeting with at UTD with the head of DART ADA. They sent two paratransit people. I don't know why. Uh, they sent two paratransit people. It was the head of the DART ADA. It was the Dallas. It was the University of Texas at Dallas because I guess they knew the. I guess she knew the DART ADA person and the paratransit person. So she was there. because she set up the meeting, and myself and a DART lawyer, UTD lawyer was there. So we basically talked about transportation, and we talked about how come the trains don't have wheelchair hookups. When I'm from Chicago and the CTA has wheelchair hookups, and how drivers don't want to, hook up the wheelchairs properly. And we've gotten to the point now where they've gotten a lot better, but drivers still give me crap about the wheelchair thing. And it used to be a lot worse because a lot of times, I remember when I first moved back here in '02, and I started catching the bus in '03. Um, yeah, no, it was we moved here in '01, February. Was it '01? No, it was '02. And then my birthday was like in March. So yeah, I started catching the fixed route bus here in like March or April of '02, and it was years, man, of fighting with them about not fighting with them, but it was years of complaining about the way the list wouldn't work, and then the way drivers would not lock you in and stuff, and it was just weird. And it got really bad when I was going to UTD, and it was just like really, and I just got tired of like calling in, and I just got tired of trying to argue with drivers all the time about that. But they've gotten considerably better. But this, but and I'll go back to them later. But this isn't what the story is about, what the narrative's about, and what the rant is about. I have to take paratransit now. I got the ID because paratransit, when you take the fixed route bus and you have your paratransit ID, your fare is free. So basically, I'm cheating. I'm catching paratransit. I'm using the ID to get free bus fare, um, which is fine. They let you do that. It's cool. But I have to use paratransit now because the way my job is right across the street from a Arapahoe Transit Center. So the way my job is and the way Arapahoe is, you have to cross 6 lanes. And during rush hour, on both sides, during the mornings aren't as bad because I've done the mornings before. The afternoons suck because everybody's trying to get out the gig and everybody's going home, and it's really really dangerous trying to cross that way at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So I use paratransit now. I haven't really had any problems with the cab drivers except one, and this is what the rant is about. There's a cab driver. We'll call her Miss F or Flo. I'll call her Flo. I'm not going to use her full name. She does not want to pick me up where the designated paratransit drop off is, and it's gotten to the point because it's gotten to the point where they've had where her and the DART supervisor, one of the DART drivers that was like a co-supervisor, and DART police. She's had run-ins with DART police, and she's had run-ins with DART supervisors and stuff. And Friday she left. Basically, all right, this is the deal. Miss F, she's a cab driver, and she's in the area where we are. She's in like the Richardson, Dallas area, right? Richardson, Dallas, Carrollton area, right? So they send her out, especially in the mornings. They send her out to get me. The first time she gets me, because this is what she likes to do. She likes to park early. She likes to go early, and she likes to park where she's not supposed to park. And then she sets her clock to run because paratransit is like this. When you schedule a pickup time, um, you have a 5 minute grace period to come out, right? Unless somebody tells you he's coming, did something happen, and then the driver is either really nice about it or really not. And sometimes if the driver is really nice, they'll wait. But generally, you have a 5 minute grace period. So she'll start the clock. She'll park early, and then she'll start the clock. And it's like, and you can't see her because we're supposed to like. I do a feeder fare, and what a feeder fare is, basically, if you get picked up from a transit center and you get dropped off at a transit center, you only pay 75 cents. So I get picked up from the transit center, from Rapid Transit Center, and I literally like go across the street, get dropped off at work, pay 75 cents. Then when I get off, I go to I go from work to Addison Transit Center. I go from work to Addison Transit Center, and then I catch a bus. I catch a bus home. So I pay 75 cents because I don't have $3 a day. I'm not gonna go downtown and buy. I don't go downtown and buy the little booklet things because I don't use them for anything. And I'm not set up with Department of Rehabilitation Services, and I'm not set up with any other little advocacy group here, so I can get free paratransit passes because they monitor what they give out. So I'm like, it's like whatever. So I basically just paid a 75 cent fare and keep it moving. So it's been to the point now where, like, she came in. The first time she picked me up wrong, and then she picked me up wrong. And a lot of times, like, if they pick me up wrong and nobody's out there, like, I'll just go to where she goes, and we get in the van, and I keep it moving. But really, the station monitors, they want you to be at the paratransit dock, and they want you to, like, treat it like a regular bus, and they want you to wait. And they want you to wait there, and they want you to get picked up there. So the first time she picked me up, she cheated, I saw her finally. I rolled to her. We got to work fine. The second time, because I was telling the second time, the station monitor watched me go across the way to the parking lot and get picked up. The third time she picked me up, Miss F picked me up. She what did she do? She because the second time they told her, like, you need to pick him up over there, and they pointed to the paratransit sign, and she was like, I can't do that because there's I can't do that because the interest says no buses. And I tried to explain to her before, and they've tried to explain to her too, like, you work for DART, you count as a paratransit vehicle. If that's the only way you can get in, you get in. Just hurry up and get to your dock, and you'll be fine. The second time she got me, that's when they told her, and she argues, like, she's very argumentative. So the third time, the station monitor and the temporary station monitor came out, and told her, um, they told her it is okay for you to park at the paratransit thing, at the paratransit dock. He's not supposed to get picked up at the parking lot. Because the third time she picked me up, in, instead of doing what they said, she parks wrong, she runs across the way, the bus lane, and then she almost gets hit by a bus because she wasn't paying attention. And then she grabs me, and then she pushes me to the thing. Now she pushes me to her van. Now they see this, and they come out, and they talk to her again, and they argue with her again. And at the end of the conversation, and the second time she picked me up, her and the temporary station monitor had words, and I was trying to explain to her, to the driver, like, what they were saying, and she's like, I don't want to hear nothing else. So I was like, okay, customer service issue. I'm gonna call in, right? So I called in, asked what the protocol was, told the Dart about the situation, boom. Told Dart about the situation, boom. Now it got back to her. It got back to her about what was said, or my phone call. She got mad. I have a coworker that got me on at the job that I'm at now, and she picks him up. Because we all live in generally the same area, and we all work in the same area. So she picks him up, and she was talking noise about me. She was saying that I was soft. She was saying that I was a snitch, all this stuff, right? She was saying she was going to do all these things as far as parking really far and everything. So I was like, okay, whatever. So she don't know who I know. My friend doesn't know who I know. My friend doesn't know that I can go up to the board meeting, and I've talked to DART people before. Like, my friend just assumes that, like, that don't get involved, don't make a deal out of stuff, because I'm like, dude, I know people up there. She can get dealt with. So I wasn't really studying her. Plus the job ends in December. I'll probably never use paratransit again if I can help it after December. So it's not that serious. So anyway, third time she picks me up, they have words. They have words. That's when she runs and she grabs me and she pushes me to her van, and she's really reckless. And I, I told the station monitor again, okay, is there anything you can do? Because she's not, because I don't know what the deal was. They come out when she's trying to pull off. They come out, they talk to her. We have an understanding. At least I thought we had an understanding. Matter of fact, for the last 2 weeks when she picked me up, it was awesome. She picked me up, everything was wonderful. Now, she don't like me, but we ain't going out to dinner. I'm not going out to dinner. I'm not trying to be in a relationship with this person. I just want her to do her job. So she so for 2 weeks, everything's fine. She parks where she parks. We do what we do. Everything's golden, right? So fast forward to Friday. Friday. So this is how my morning is. I get up, I get ready, I go I go to the bus stop. I catch the first bus, the first downtown bus that goes past my house, that goes to Addison Transit Center. And then I catch the, the second bus, the 361, to Arapahoe Transit Center. Arapahoe Transit Center is a train slash bus station. So, so I'm on my 361. I'm heading to the bus, right? To my paratransit pickup. So we see the paratransit vehicle. I'm not thinking it. I'm thinking it's a different chick. I'm thinking it's a different driver that just doesn't know where to go. So she parks at the stop sign. There's a stop sign for traffic and stuff. She stops at the stop sign and she waits at the stop sign. And the dark policeman, because there's a dark policeman that starts his shift there. So the dark policeman pops out and is like, hey, because they know that I get picked up in the paratransit vehicle. They're like, hey, go to your dock. You're not supposed to be here at the spot. Go to your spot. She takes that to mean, now she's a Hispanic lady. I don't know if there's a language barrier, but she takes that to mean to the go to the parking lot. And then I go in the station because I'm seeing her, because she blocks the like two buses, so I'm seeing this happen, right? So I'm thinking like she's going around to where her dock is, whatever, right? I'm thinking she just came in, it's whatever. So I didn't know she was there for a while, for a long time. I saw her when I was coming in. I saw her when we pulled in the bus lane. Matter of fact, the driver, because I know the driver was like, "Hey man, there's your paratransit thing, paratransit ride." I was like, "Oh, all right." And he was like, "Why did he stop? Why did they stop here? They can't stop here. Don't they have a dock for him?" I was like, "Yeah." So I get out. So I go. So I'm looking down where the dock is, and I'm like, "Where'd she go?" So I'm going to the transit center, and I'm asking the station monitor, uh, "Hey, where did she go? Did she leave? What happened?" Like, no, she there. So, cause I was like, I don't see her. So in comes the driver. I know the driver. In comes Miss F. I know her. She she um she's like, the policeman told me not to park there and da 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 da. And I'm like, no. And she tries to grab me and push me to her van. And see, here's I hate it when people push me without asking. Like that's a pet peeve that I have. Like, don't touch me. Like, leave me alone. Don't touch me. Like, I will push myself. You mad? You heated? Got something in my throat. Sorry. You mad? You heated? Don't push me. Talk to them. And I pointed to the policeman, and I pointed to the station monitor lady. Talk to them, because you've had because You're supposed to park where you're supposed to park. So I grabbed my chair. I was like, look, you need to talk to them because I'm not about to have a discussion with you about what you're doing wrong. So she talks to him very, very angrily, very, very like whatever she is. She's argumentative. She's yelling. She's doing whatever. So things come to a head. She leaves. She gets in her van. I'm at my stop, so I'm thinking she's gonna go around. And I'm telling her I'm not going over there. I'm yelling at her like across the way. I'm not going over there. You need to go around. Do what you're supposed to do. She does her thing. She leaves. The station monitor and myself, we call the DART Where's My Ride, which is basically dispatch. We call the DART paratransit dispatch or whatever, and we tell them the situation. They were gonna send her back. The dispatcher was like, "Nah, everything's heated. She gets reckless when she's mad. Send another bus." Because all that's gonna end up happening is they're gonna end up having words, and it's just gonna be it's gonna be craziness. So they send another bus. I go to work. Here's the here's the thing. I had to call in because I had to schedule my trip for Monday. So I told the scheduling person about the situation. She was like, "Man, that sucks. But can you actually call the complaint line? Because we really can't. I'll tell the supervisor, but we don't really deal with that." So I called the complaint line, and I called the complaint line. I did my complaint at 4:30. To work on. I actually got to work on time. I actually got out of work on time, so everything was golden. You know what I mean? So I called the lady. I explained what happened. They didn't even have the first incident in the. They didn't even have the first because I told her the incident. They didn't even have the first call, the first driver call. They didn't even have that in the on record. They took the first driver out of record, and they only have the second driver. So I had to explain to her the second driver was cool. First driver did this, and my thing is, and it goes back to the fixed route situation early that I mentioned earlier. A lot of issues with Dart is, and I'm gonna post the article about the MB situation. A lot of issues with Dart is people don't want to do their job. A lot of things would go a lot smoother with. Matter of fact, a lot of things would go a lot smoother when it comes to disability rights and it comes to disability services and whatever. But that can be. This only goes 40 minutes and I'm up to 23 already. Is if people did what the heck they supposed to do as far as their job goes. Do your job. I have an issue. This lady got mad because somebody told her to do her job. Instead of doing what you want to do, and instead of putting people's safety at risk, do your job. Go up to where the paratransit dock is, park to where the paratransit dock is. I get in, no one gets mad, no one has words, no one gets frustrated. You drop me off, it's across the street, you drop me off, I go to work. The job ends in December or January anyway. It ain't that serious for me. I'll probably never catch paratransit again after this gig, unless I'm going somewhere with a friend that uses paratransit and I'm his guest, his or her guest. There's no reason for you to get upset. She's gotten upset to the point where she's had words with people 3 times. There's none, and then if you call in, she gets mad. She gets mad. She gets fussy. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then I gotta hear stuff from my coworker about how much of a bad dude I am, and I'm on her no pickup list and all this other craziness. And Dart in general, the problem with Dart in general, the problem with that article, the problem with because Dart Fixed Route have had issues with I've had issues with Dart Fixed Route people. Do your job. Your job is to fix route people. Your job is to make sure that your lifts work, and your job is to make sure that you secure the wheelchair passengers correctly. Don't cheat on the wheelchair passengers when did you pick up. Don't hook me up on the wheel, hook me up on the frame, hook me up on the frame. Let me do what I do. You know what I mean? But they want to make it a bigger deal than it actually is, and it's not. Like I got a rep at Dart from drivers from some drivers that like they're like I'm the chair that needs to be locked in, or I'm the chair that that always expects perfection when it comes to that always ex, accepts expects perfection when it comes to locking chairs in, and it's like, nah. My thing is, do your job. I have two wheelchairs, one of which doesn't have brakes, one of which has brakes, but the brakes aren't really made for being on buses. So you have wheelchair hookups. Hook the wheelchair up with the frame. Don't hook it up on on the wheel. And luckily, I have sturdy mag wheels that are like that are bolted together, and they have the insert and whatnot. They have a solid rubber insert. So I deal with sturdy wheels. Now, if I was running with Spinergies with like really aluminum spokes, y'all try to hook it up on the spoke, it's gonna mess up the integrity of the wheel because the spoke will pop out. It's like, do your job. I had a driver tell me last week that I was bossy because I was telling him how to correctly hook the chair up. You know what I mean? Like, do your job, man. Like a lot of my issues with a lot of my issues as a disabled person, living in a world that's really not built for you, or living in a world that that's built for you. Like I really don't like disability like services that supposedly are good for us. Like I don't like DARs because they don't do their job as an agency. I would rather, what I'm saying, I would rather just find jobs myself, and I would rather just try to pay for things myself. You know, as far as other than trying to get agencies to help. And with Dart, like there's no with Dart, like with the fixed route drivers, I just want them to make sure your lift is working and lock the chair down correctly. Don't just use the belts, the lap belts and the shoulder belts. Secure the chair correctly. And with this lady got she's gonna, cause I guarantee you, like I'm either gonna hear some things from a coworker, or for a while she's not gonna pick me up, or something crazy is gonna happen, and all because she's like, he said something, and it's like, bro, it's like, not bro, because she's a girl. It's like, sis, do your job. Like it wouldn't be like your issue would not be half is um is traumatizing for you if you just do your job. The article that Dallas Morning News had on paratransit was basically people not doing what they're supposed to do. I haven't really had any issue with paratransit in the cabs. The drivers, the bus drivers, because when they send a bus out, the bus drivers have been awesome. The only thing that I've had issue with paratransit, other than this stupid lady, is is drop off times. Not coming to work, but not going to work, but um going home, because where my job is to where Addison Transit Center is, which is where like I kind of live like 5 minutes away from Addison Transit Center. Um, by car anyway. It's a straight shot down to Arapahoe, so you don't have to turn, you don't have to do anything. But what happens with a lot of people is a lot of drivers, they go and they have other trips. I had one driver, which he was cool. We talked about the whole way there, but I had one driver, instead of taking me home, he had to go to Garland, and he had to go to Garland. A lot of drivers have to go to Plano first before they take me home, and it's kind of like, all right, man, like do better. You know what I mean? Like, or the the little like GPS that they use. Now I can do this with the cabs, but it's hard for me to do this with the drivers. It's hard for me to do that with the drivers because I'm not really close. But I can tell the driver like don't use your GPS. Just do a straight shot down the Arapahoe and you're good. So I haven't had an issue with the with the paratransit cabs like I think it's illustrated in the article. As a matter of fact, most of the cab drivers have been really really cool and really really nice. So except this one lady, and this one lady when we get in the van, like she doesn't say anything to me, so it's fine. But as far as with the other people, she has issue with the other people. And then she comes back and she tells my coworker little things about me and about this situation, which I have a problem with. But all this is stemming from do your job, man. Like park where you're supposed to park. If you do your job as a paratransit driver or fixed route drivers, if you do your job as a fixed route driver, none of the, no one complains. No one complains. No one says anything. No one no one calls in. No one says anything. But it just seems like to me with people, especially dealing with people with disabilities, no one wants to do their job. Do your job. Do your job, and the world will be a better place if people just do what they're supposed to do as far as customer service. You work with people. Like if you're a bus driver or a cab driver, you work with people. If you don't know how to work with people, doing take get your CDL license, learn how to drive semi trucks, and you drive semi trucks. Don't drive buses. Don't deal with people. Because if you can't deal with people, people are gonna complain. People are gonna complain. People have grievances, man. Do what you do. You know what I'm saying? Deal with that. But the fact that this lady is having such a problem with parking, this is literally like a 10 feet thing. This isn't even, this is like a 10 feet distance. Anyway, I'm rambling now, and it's 32 minutes. So, pushing Wild Black out. At some point, I will do a blog where I'm actually pushing, and there's some other stuff that I want to talk about, but I don't know how to really do it without ticking off some people. But anyway, that's my rant about the DART subject, and I'm gonna post the article like in the description box, and I'll let y'all later. Peace.